Now, I want to understand what kind of payment schedule I should have as a young architect. I do have some idea, but let's assume we are talking about a small residence, maybe, 200 or 250 square feet. Example, a two-story structure.
So, see, our payment schedule is very, very simple. Initiation fee
Hmm.
at the start of the project. Then, before you put pen on paper,
Hmm. Hmm.
to get this conversation going, we need this initiation fee, or you can also call it advance fee, whatever. Then we have,
Token money.
yeah, token money. I think people call it different. But
Mhm.
to get the project started, I need X percentage of the fee.
Hmm.
Then my first milestone is concept design.
Hmm.
Clearly tell them what they get at concept, and we say X percentage at concept design. Next, this is an American system. In India, they don't do this, but we do schematic design.
Hmm.
So concept, as you know, is the overall vision of the project, rough floor plans, 3D renders, animations, blah, blah, blah. Enough to
Hmm.
give the client a full sensibility of what the project might look, what the areas are and all that. Then schematic design is when we start getting the structural, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, and all those consultants involved and actually making the building something meaningful from a
Hmm.
buildable standpoint, constructible standpoint. So at the end of schematic, we have a fee. Then DD, which is design development,
Design it. Yeah.
which we have most of the building materials delineated, most of the details are articulated, not to the last screw, but enough to understand the guardrail is steel, the stairs are concrete, whatever, all those materials. So DD is like 80%, what we call CD, which is construction documents. In India, we call it GFCs.
Hmm. Yeah.
So that, and then finally GFCs, right? Um, So that's right? But we actually follow the US model. In the US, the architect does not walk away after the drawings. So we offer what is called construction administration. We're not PMC. We're
Hmm.
not managing your construction.
Hmm.
We will not leave you. We will not let go of the project until it's paid. So we save 10% fee for what is called CA until when the building is completed. So after GFCs, we have hopefully been paid most of the fee, and then like last bit is set aside for the one or two architects who will still be answering questions, going to the site, going to the factory for mock-ups, reviewing site conditions, whatever. So the
Hmm.
last payment would be upon completion. So
Hmm.
those are typical milestones in the US,
Hmm.
and that's what we follow here.
Okay, so for this scale of residence, around 25,
Be
hmm.
pretty much the same. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe because it's a smaller project, I would skip one, which would be schematic design. But otherwise, I mean, if it's a very small project, we go 50% in the beginning, 50% at the end. Like which is
Hmm.
small, like a graphic design project. And we do a lot of those. You just say, I'm designing a business card. It will take 2 months or one
Hmm.
month, depending on how much we engage. Give
Hmm.
50% at the beginning. When it's done, you give it 50%. So that's a whole different story. But for an
Hmm.
architectural project, even if it's like a two-story house, I
Hmm.
think that makes sense. I mean, clients see they're proper milestones, right? So clients see the value in paying.
Hmm. 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 It's okay. Okay. And how many site visits, like generally, do we have in this kind of scale?
Yeah, again, I mean, I'm not a good person to ask these questions because we just say,
No, you
what's
talked
the
about CA. That's why I'm asking.
yeah, but we don't outline all of those things. We say, they ask us, how many options will I get? We say,
Hmm.
as many as it takes to make you happy. Because we are here to make you happy.
Hmm.
I know it sounds stupid. Some of your listeners will probably say, oh, this architect is giving us bad advice. He's making us vulnerable. The truth is, you can't win the battle of trying to be, politically and contractually. You will do the project until it's right. Some clients, some contractors need a lot of hand holding, so we need to go to the site very often. Some contractors are good enough where they take the drawings and for the most part understand. You only go to check quality. Some contractors cannot read the drawings. You put black laminate, he'll give you white laminate. What do? You can't really do that. So ultimately, your project is going to get messed up. So you have to go to the site. So we don't get into all that. We say our job is to give you a great project
And that's what we deliver.
and the client is happy. You don't get into this first week of this month, I'll come this way. We don't do all that. We're like, boss, come down, we give you a great house, do what it takes. Love it. Clients love to hear that because they're like,
Yeah.
thank God. If you start saying, I'll only come that day, they'll be like, oh my goodness. So they'll be like nervous.
Yeah.
But in a game of love, I mean, this is a relationship.
Yes.
You can't win this
That's right.
game by the contracts. Of course, when it gets really sophisticated with a huge, high-rise building, yes, there is no room for all this. But if you're a young architect, if you get into all this, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. Again, I'm not suggesting you be taken for granted, but if you get into all this nitty-gritty,
Yeah.
like if I were building a house and I'm not an architect and I met a young architect who puts out all these conditions, I'm like scared,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Right. Right. You need to build trust first. Yes.
Yeah, you need to build trust and the rest is cakewalk.
That's right.
They
Agreed.
trust you, they will take care of you. You constantly pretend like there's a wall between you guys and it's all super, super professional and all that. They'll be like intimidated because your clients are also not that sophisticated when you're starting out.
Yeah, that's true.
Architect. They should feel like you're their friend. And there's no contracts between friends. That's not to say every client relationship will be like a friend. I know that. I know that it's easier said than done. But you need to approach it as such.
Yeah, at least you have to have the right mindset to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.